How to do a Dutch braid in your hair. So I'm going to start by taking this side out. I sectioned it off from the other side so you can get a nice clean even part down your hair, and then you can put this side in a hair towel while you work on this side and then go back to the other side. So I'm taking a small amount of hair at the top of my head and I'm going to separate it into 3 smaller sections. Now that you have your 3 sections, you're going to cross the right section underneath the center section, so they'll swap places. Then the left section underneath the center section, so that one's now in the middle. Then you're going to take this right section, you're going to add a small amount of hair to it from the rest of your hair, and then you're going to cross it underneath the center section so they swap places. Then you're going to move to the left side, add a small amount of hair from that section, and then you're going to cross it underneath the center section. So you're going to alternate between each sides. Right side, add a section of hair, cross under the middle section. Left section, add a section of hair and cross it under the middle section. So you're going to go back and forth until you get to the bottom of your head and you run out of hair to add to the section. You want to keep your hands nice and tight and close to the center part so it makes your braid straight down the back of your head. So when you add a section of hair to it and you go to cross under the middle section, you want to make sure that your hands are really close to your head. So my hands are resting on my head and they are really close to my center part. So if I move my hands the whole way out here, my braid is going to go down the side of my head in the front. And if I want it to be in the back, my hands need to be in the back. So some people do prefer for their braid to be down the side of their head, which is absolutely okay. But then you know that you have to keep your hands more toward this side and less toward the back of your head. So that's kind of like a personal preference. Everybody chooses to do it differently based on the hairstyle or just where your hands fall. So my hands naturally fall in the center of my head, so I'm gonna keep them above my head. But yeah, that's how it works out for me. And if you are struggling with knots, I know a lot of people struggle with that too. So right now I'm pulling apart my hair. You can add leave-in conditioner to your hair when you get out of the shower, or you can use one that you're able to use on dry hair to help separate those sections of hair. Especially if you have curly hair, that can be kind of a struggle when Dutch braiding. You can also add gel. Gel reduces frizz in your hair by a lot. So I use that for all of my athletic hairstyles. Any hairstyles I want to last multiple days, I'll use gel. That's a great way to kind of control that frizz. You can also braid your hair when you get out of the shower. That can be a great way to help with the frizz as well. So now I'm gonna switch to a back view. I'm gonna turn around for you guys. And I'm still adding, I'm kind of picking up my hair in a direct line. Sorry, I want to make sure you guys can see. In a direct line back like this, drawing a line back and then pushing down my other hair. Then I'm crossing it underneath that center section like normal and going back to the other side. I'm doing the same thing on here. Just alternating between both sides, back and forth. Trying to think of some other tips I have for you guys. So you can also use a brush to draw this line. I prefer to just use my finger, but you can also use a brush to kind of draw that line and then add it to the other section and cross it under. It's all personal preference and what you think is best with your hair type as well. I also will add some sort of gel or hairspray after I do the braid to the sides of my braid to kind of push all my flyaways back and any frizz that I have. Once you kind of reach the bottom area like this, I'm going to show you guys in a second. I have not a lot of hair to add anymore to my hair, to my braid, sorry. So I'm crossing under the center section. As I reach the bottom, I'm going to grab slightly smaller sections of hair than I've been grabbing. And what this does is this creates a nice tight braid at the bottom instead of having this braid bump underneath. So sometimes people struggle to get this part of the braid really tight. So it'll kind of stick out on their head. You'll have this little bump here on your head. But to prevent that, you're going to pick up smaller sections of hair and you're going to pull really tightly as you're picking them up, and we're crossing under the center section, and we're pulling after we cross under the center section. So I'm adding this last section of hair here, and then crossing it under. This is important as you have no more hair to pick up. You're gonna keep pulling really tight. This is the part where you really have to pull tight. You can tilt your head down a little bit. So I'm kind of like tilting my head like this. And then I'm still crossing it underneath the center section, continuing as I normally would, just not picking up any hair. So then after doing like a couple passes here, I tilt my chin up, and then I'm going to spin back around here, and I'm going to cross the braid over. So it was back here, I'm crossing it over my shoulder, and then I'm just gonna braid normally. So I'm crossing my sections over instead of under because we're pulling the braid over our shoulder. You're going to cross the sections over the center section. So we're taking this one, crossing it over the center section, and they swap places. This one over the center section, they swap places. So you're gonna keep braiding the whole way down like this. If you need to follow along, I'll kind of go slow again. Left section over the center section, it swaps places. Right section over the center section, it swaps places. And then you're just gonna braid the whole way down here. And then when we get to the bottom, we're gonna put a hair tie on. And this keeps it nice and secure so your braid doesn't fall out. I prefer hair ties over elastics for most things because they're a lot better when it comes to taking them out. They don't take out as much of your hair. So I prefer these hair ties. I think I got mine at Dollar Tree, but they have some good ones at Target, Walmart, anywhere that you can get hair ties at. I'm gonna turn around and kind of show you what the final look looks like. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments section. I'm happy to answer and give you guys any tips that you need. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.